life. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm pretty much content with just rhyming all day.
Or digital can instantly share pictures.
I can start.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show.
Later, you know what it is. Hey, ham solo. It's time, baby. Low. Let's turn out we do. Hey.
They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you
Man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you in red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you Red Fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a Matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blitz. Cause you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today.
Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. There we go.
Ooh.
Greetings.
Wow.
There we
Nice.
go. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. A little technical error. All me. All me. I forgot to put everyone in the studio. My bad. My bad. Anyways, welcome to BullSittin. I'm Loke7. Joining me, as usual, is Matt Likes Games, the only guy that knows how to lick a game, a digital game, before he plays it. Mr. Mental Nina, the leggiest Canadian you've ever seen, ladies and
Check
gentlemen.
this out. Scroll the lights.
And of course, the only reason, right? The only reason anyone even pops in here is for the fabulous Miss Cozy Beluga and her bird. I pop in here just for the bird, honestly. I like the bird. If it weren't for the bird, I think I would have just removed Cozy from TSWs. I'm just saying. I'm just
Bird's
saying.
got some good opinions.
Anyways,
The bird has a clothes.
anyways, to the Nintendo goddess herself, Cozy.
Yes,
How are you feeling, Rosie?
absolutely.
With your Wonder Woman tea, please tell us why.
I'm feeling rosy because I've been having a great week.
Okay. Specifics, we're waiting on them.
Oh no, I've been just really tired, but I ended up taking an extra day off of work, so I had two 4-day weekends. Because someone's battery bursted
Someone's
and
battery burst.
it caught on fire and so it smelled really terrible. So I was like, I'm not going to work.
Oof,
See.
that
I
sucks.
see.
But at least you didn't go to work. That's something. So Cozy, what have you been playing? Please tell us. Clearly, you're
Just
still
same
playing
thing.
it.
About
Okay.
Let's go.
Helldivers, Overwatch, and Monster Hunter. My rotation is going to be the same for a bit.
No judgment. I've heard that it takes a couple, like at least 100 hours to get through all the content in Monster Hunter. Even though some people are complaining about that. Are you having problems with content on Monster Hunter, Cozy?
No, I think it's silly that people complain about that. It's like, did you forget the last game? It was also long. At least this one. I mean, my big problem is still the jank multiplayer. But other than that, I don't really know. I don't really see it. It's like Monster Hunter is always going to be Monster Hunter.
I didn't know Monster Hunter had multiplayer. That's a new one for me.
It's a big multiplayer game, isn't it?
Yeah, multiplayer. That's the issue, though. Multiplayer is harder in the more modern games than it was in the older games.
Okay. I
I
was
only ever
not.
played it
One more
once
tedious. More
with all the
tedious.
Hawaiians.
Well,
In fact,
in the
I think
old.
Too
So
Big, Too Big bought it
sorry.
for all of us, and we played it with Too Big and Blind and
Yeah.
all them. It was pretty
Rise,
fun for what it was.
Monster Hunter
No.
Rise is how the multiplayer typically has worked in these games. World changed it up for no reason, and it's similar to World. And the other games, they all have like just a multiplayer lobby, and you
Mm-hmm.
just go to that lobby and pick the missions from there. It's quite streamlined, but yeah, whatever. It's
All
not the
right.
worst in the world.
All right. So I'm gonna try this one more time. Vincent Vega, welcome in. Sir Johnny Five says I will buy Space Marine 3 the second it drops. I I I can't disagree. Fark, welcome in, Fark. It's been a minute. Says hello, you lovely lot. The only lovely one here is Mr. Mental Nina and Matt. Me and Cozy are not
Oh
lovely
yeah,
at all.
yeah.
Rachie
Hell
says the
yeah,
stream
brother.
showed, Rachie said the
The
stream showed
burb
him
is lovely.
Games Workshop. Yeah, the bird's the loveliest.
Look at this.
This
Look at this.
that's cute. That is cute. It's like please pet me. Please pet me.
Oh,
Oh
not
my
anymore.
God. Yep. Rachie says the stream showed him a Games Workshop ad. Listen, we're moving up in the world. All right, y'all need to watch them ads. Do not skip the ads. That's how we're going to get me to Texas for real. All
We
right.
gotta get you guys some paid advertisements, something to open up the podcast with. Xbox still
Yeah,
has
yeah,
Manscaped. Let's get you Manscaped.
Oh,
yeah. If
I want-
anyone in the chat knows the email to the guys at Manscaped, and then we'll get Cozy. We'll get Cozy to present the ad for Manscaped.
She can do it. She can do it.
No, I mean, it would be a,
I believe in her.
it's not like I didn't already cut off my hair.
There you go.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Fark says Cozy has always been lovely
Say
to him.
thank you. You knows what's
What,
up.
what you on about? Look, I guess I'm the only one not lovely. All right. Mental. How are you?
Yes.
And what have you been playing?
I'm good. I just finished playing Doom 2016 again.
Oh,
Let's
Nice.
go.
You know, doing a little bit of. It's not really retro, I guess, but that game's pretty old now. It's already 9 years old.
I think it's
So
about
then I'm gonna
$2 right
play.
now.
God.
Yeah, I'm gonna play Doom Eternal again, and then the other Doom should be out shortly thereafter. So been doing that,
Oof.
and still working my way through Ghost of Tsushima, and playing a little bit of the Ghostwire Tokyo still. Yeah, those are the three I've kind of been rotating.
Lots of
Doom
ghosts.
kind of, once I got into it, I was just having too much fun, so the other two kind of slid by the wayside again.
Yeah.
Being more of
Yeah.
a first-person shooter kind of guy, but it's good times.
Is this your first time playing Ghost of Tsushima
Yes.
as a
Ooh,
PlayStation guy
nice.
or a former
Yeah, I'm.
PlayStation guy? I have to kind of insist that you sit on that one and like just give us a proper breakdown of what you think of the game. I'm very
Yeah,
curious to hear.
I've enjoyed it so far. I think I'm around 30% of the way through. I think something like that. But yeah, I'm
What
playing it
don't
on
you like?
PS5. It's in PlayStation Premium thingy or whatever it is, for the PlayStation Plus Extra, whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
One of those PlayStation things. That's where I'm playing it. So,
What don't you
what do
like
I think
about
so
the
far?
game?
It's okay. I think it's just, I'm a little bit open world. I'm tired of open world. I'll put it that way. So open world games have a harder time keeping my interest than stuff
Mhm.
that's more linear, which of course Doom is more linear and it's fast paced and
Focused.
constant action. Yeah, it's just kind of what I like, generally speaking. I'm really hating this strobe effect though. I'm gonna have to spend some serious time fixing this. It's driving me crazy.
Just
Or else we need to use OBS or something.
all right.
Works
All
great.
right.
I was on a stream on Wednesday night. No problem.
Yeah.
Works fine in OBS. Can't get it
As
to
soon
work
as you
in a
go on a
web-based.
web based, it
Yeah.
goes to crap.
It can be Google Meet. It can be this. It can be StreamYard. Doesn't matter. Doesn't work. Just
That
strobes like
sucks.
this. So it's got to be a browser setting somewhere, I'm guessing, or I don't know,
Yeah.
something to do with Chromium browsers. I don't really have another one to try. Everything I use is Chromium based, so I'll figure
That
it out.
sucks. That sucks.
Painful.
All right. So Fuzzy says, "Get that Blue Chew ad money." We're working on it, Fuzzy. Y'all
There you
just
go.
need to watch the free ones now. Fark says, "I'm planning to replay the other two Doom games before the new one comes out." Yeah, yeah. Vince says, "I prefer 2016 over Eternal. Had a better soundtrack too. Mick Gordon is goated.
26. Yeah. Dude.
It
think-
just
2016
is.
is my favorite.
2016, like 9 years later, still looks great.
Yes.
Like it's such a
Looks
good looking
incredible.
game, and its ability to scale is amazing. Like it even plays well on the Steam Deck.
Mhm.
Your heavier battles that will make it chug a bit. You'll drop down to like 40 frames, but if you lock it to 45, it's a pretty good experience.
Yeah,
You'll have a dip here and there, but it's surprising how well it plays on decent settings, even.
Yeah.
okay. And last, we have the 1X bot on the channel. Matt,
Yeah, that's me. I'm the biggest whatever.
how are you?
I
And what have
love
you
that
been doing
Xbox
on
killed my
Xbox?
favorite studio. I love it.
They killed
Sorry.
your favorites. What studio is this?
You know what studio it is. Arcane.
Oh
Arcane
yeah,
Austin.
yeah. Thank goodness for that, right?
Nope, shut your mouth.
Wait, did that happen
Yeah.
just now?
No, it didn't happen just now. It
Nah,
happened
it's-
years ago.
Like
You're
a year
still
ago
mad?
or whatever. He's
Yeah,
still mad. Well,
what? Look, let me
because
ask
of
you this.
it's because of Redfall, right? Like you didn't get
It's-
the
yeah, it's
expansions
totally
to
because of
Redfall. Yeah.
It's totally because of Redfall. But let me ask you this, Luke. If
Yeah, yeah.
if for some reason, I don't know, somebody buys Kojima Productions and they're like, actually, fuck you guys, we don't like you. You're done. Now, let's say that's 2 years ago that happened. Would you still be a little bit salty about that today?
Just a little bit.
Okay. All right. Just asking. Just asking. All right.
Fair enough. What you been playing?
But what I've been playing, funny enough, since we talked about Skate on Wednesday, I've been playing a lot of Skate 3.
Okay.
A lot of Skate 3.
Mainlining it, or
What's that?
is that all you've been playing, or?
No. So Skate, Forza, Death Stranding. I told you
Motorsport
I
or
bought
Horizon?
no Horizon 4.
Okay.
I told you I got the $10 upgrade for Zero Dawn. I booted that up for maybe 10 minutes. I looked at how good it looked, and then I was like, all right, that's what I remember. And then I
Is
went
Zero
back to
Dawn
playing.
the new Crisis? Is it the new Crisis?
Dude, Crisis today, like especially the remasters, if you boot them up, oh my god, they look nice. They still look really, really nice. I think Zero Dawn probably has it beat just because, it's a newer game with like newer technology and everything. But like Crisis, for as old as it is, still looks crazy.
Awesome. Okay.
Those are another game, honestly. If you're on that Steam sale, those are a couple other games I would definitely recommend you.
Oh man, let's
They
not get
can't
into
be.
those
They
things.
can't. They cannot be expensive, Luke. There's no way they're expensive at all.
Oh my god.
In
Okay,
fact, I'm
so
about to check because I might grab one of them.
great,
Honestly.
great. So for anyone that's wondering, right? Before we started the show, we're having a little discussion because the Steam sale is on, and okay, how much is Crisis?
It's $15 for the remastered trilogy.
Oh, fuck off! I'm not buying that.
Oh,
whole
you're
trilogy.
just the whole
Come on, man.
trilogy. $15.
Just go and grab a bucket of oil and sell it to someone.
Yes,
It's from your backyard.
it's
You
worth
guys
it.
in Texas, you got oil pouring out everywhere.
Wrong country. Mental. Wrong country. Yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, Chad, the Steam sale is live, and we're discussing whether or not I should buy
Titanfall
Titan.
2.
It's $3. I've already played it. I think I played it on the original Xbox, and since I'm
Mhm.
rebuilding my game catalog on PC, I was thinking about getting it. And Matt and Mental insist that I should definitely buy it.
I do insist. I
What do you
insist.
get?
I just
Chat,
noticed
let
I
'em
was
know what you
nodding my
guys
head
think.
and you couldn't tell because of the strobe, so I
Yeah,
gave it a thumbs up
yeah,
instead.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. You have
Chat, let
to
them know what you think.
you have to be dynamic, Mental. You have to be
Yeah, we're gonna have to use
flexible.
hand signals. Yeah, just
Just fucking
you won't be able to
Mental.
see
Just
facial expression.
figure it out, bro.
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
this. You got this. Fuzzy says I've been thinking about giving Horizon another go. Now that I have my PC, played about 4 hours of it on my PS5, but I dropped it. Vince says Titanfall 2, banger game. Okay. So,
Yes.
alright.
You.
Anyways,
There's no reason you shouldn't be getting that for
there's no
$3.
reason.
But if it makes you feel any better, also, I
Yeah.
own Titanfall 2 every place that I can possibly own Titanfall 2.
I do too. I hate to say
So,
it.
like, and I'll tell you what, I didn't get it for $3 on the first two places. I'll tell you that. So, it's worth it. You're basically stealing from them at $3.
Rachie, send me that link. Send me that link now. Open Twitter and send me this link. Rachie says Tales of Kinzera Zao is $1 on key sites. I'm trying to buy Tales of Kinzera Zao again.
Is that for real? Tales of Kinzera. I'm gonna look that up.
Okay. Fuzzy says it's always on sale for $3. You don't need to
Nowadays,
rush
yeah.
to get it.
Nowadays
Okay.
it is, yes.
So let's relax, everyone. I'll get Titanfall 2 on Black Friday. It'll be like $2.
On Black
Everything.
Friday, yeah. There you go,
Everything
waiting for a
is
steep
fine.
sale. I get you. I get you.
It's $3, but I'm like, nah, man. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting.
Gonna wait it out. I feel you.
All right, let's get into the first one of the day. Space Marine 3 was announced, and it's in development. So this is an article from IGN. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 3 is officially in development. Publisher Focus Entertainment and developer Saber Interactive have joined forces once again following the huge success of last year's Space Marine 2, which has sold 5 million copies. We're pleased to announce that the development for Warhammer 40k, so this is the quote, has 40k Space Marine 3 has officially begun at Focus Entertainment, Saber Interactive, and Games Workshop, reads a statement. We'll share details on this new title when the time is right. For now, our focus remains on delivering the best possible experience for Space Marine 2 players. Matt, give us your initial thoughts on this news.
I will. But by the way, I did send in the private chat a link to Tales of Kenzera Zal from Kingwin for 67 cents.
67 cents.
So there you go.
Too rich for my boots.
Yeah,
It's
you
too
might
much.
want to wait. You might want to wait for a sale on that one. Look,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but Space Marine 3. I mean, that's good news because I mean, geez, think about the wait between Space Marine 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Looks like that's not going to be an issue this time, which is good. Space Marine 2 was amazing. If you haven't played that, you should definitely
Check
give that a
out.
shot. But dude, I'm excited. I'm glad to hear that I'm just relieved to hear that they're working on it. Like it's starting production now. We don't have to do this whole thing of waiting a decade. I'm just thrilled that that's the case.
I would disagree. I don't think the issue is we'd have to wait a decade if it was the old development cycle. I think the issue is scope. I think they
Well,
scoped this game perfectly, and then it was successful.
I agree with that. But I also like. I mean, my point is like they did Space Marine 1, and I mean obviously Space Marine 2 is more successful, but they did Space Marine 1. The people that played it loved it, and then here you are. I don't even know when Space Marine 1 came out. That was like pre 2010, wasn't it? So
Yeah,
like
somewhere around there.
we have to wait like 15 years for Space Marine 2.
Yeah, it's
It's
a long
like
time.
dude, people been asking for Space Marine 2 for a while, to the point where I'm sure they probably just got tired of asking for it and forgot about it. And then here it comes, Space Marine 2's coming out. It comes out, it's awesome. And then immediately afterwards, they're like, here's we're doing Space Marine 3. That's a relief.
Yeah,
That is,
but
yeah, Fuzzy Tomato's right. It was a big hit. Of course they're making a sequel. That's totally right.
but I think we should not understate the fact that it sold well,
Yes, it
but
did.
the profits that motivated this quick turnaround for the next sequel, largely the responsibility is on the scope, in my opinion. Because you can tell that although it's a polished game and all this other good stuff, you can tell from playing it that this was a focused team that didn't try to do everything. They tried to do one or two things, and they executed that, and then they stopped. They didn't try to cram it in with 50,000 things that was going to make the development super expensive to the point where if you sell 5 million copies, it's not enough. You still need to sell more copies. I think that's something worth highlighting because that's one of the biggest cancers in modern gaming right now. Mental thoughts on Space Marine 3
Well,
being announced.
if they want to be a modern developer, they're going to have to blow way more money on it so they can lose money and then complain. All right, so they're going to have to work on that. Hopefully,
They're gonna
they
have to
can
do
fix
everything
that.
they can to kill it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. I haven't played Space Marine 2 yet. I'm waiting for that real good sale on it first. You know,
Oh,
staying
dude.
true to myself with my PC stinginess. I'm waiting until it's in the cheap bin. 65-cent range, something like that. Then I'll grab
65
it. I
cents.
bought actually I'll probably pay like $15 because I bought Space Marine 1 for
Yeah,
$15 a while
yeah.
back. So once two's in that category, I'll pick it up, something like that. But I mean, it looks great. It's cool. They're bringing out another one. I like to see franchises when succeed. So happy that they're looking at building another one.
I really think you should consider buying it now, even in the Steam sale of like $30. Because mental, I
And
bought this
Okay.
thing
I
day
don't have
one.
oil in my backyard like you,
Oh my god. Okay.
so
All right.
you know.
All right. All right. If you keep saying that, people want to start believing it.
Yeah, that's why I'm
They
keeping it
should.
going.
They should believe it.
It's an interesting
Even if he
one.
doesn't keep saying it, they should believe it.
They should believe it. All right, Cozy.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Space Marine 3 being announced?
Cool. I appreciate that they know what they're working with and don't what's the word I'm looking for? They don't shoot for the stars.
Yeah, yeah. But have you played it? Space Marine 2 or the
No.
first one?
First one, yes. Two, no.
Why? No interests or also waiting on
I have
on
a
the
laundry list of games.
All right, all right, all right. I got you. I
You
got
know what? You know what's really funny? Sometimes I'll get ready to buy a game and I'll be like, it's already in my library. Like, when did I buy this? I'm like, huh,
Oof,
I guess I did buy it.
Yeah.
oof.
Yeah, I just went through that. I was looking at that Crisis trilogy, the remaster, and realized I already owned one of them.
Oh,
I'm
man.
like, oh, when did I buy that?
And did you play it, Mental? Did you
No.
play
Why,
it?
why would I do that? Like, who does that? Who buys games and plays them?
Right?
Yeah, good point.
Come on.
Good question.
Well,
Come on.
I just bought Crisis Trilogy Remastered. I just literally hit
Right now.
Just
Of
now.
course, man. Of
There
course.
we go.
It's delicious.
But you know
Turkey
that
is like-
what? Unlike the console stores, Steam
Yeah.
gives you a discount. Like I can get the other two for $8 because I already own one of them. So they will
Yeah.
discount it and give you that break.
Oh, are we about to
So-
turn this into a Steam conversation? Because I'm down for that. We can have that conversation.
Well, why
I
don't you complain a bit to the folks that are listening about how much money you've spent, and I'm sure they'll break out a little bit of wine and cheese to go with your wine, and
Oh man, Steam is worse than Game Pass. I used to rant about the Game Pass it's a trap because they want you to sample one game, two games, and then you get addicted to just sampling games. Then you find something you like, you'll play it, and then if it's like Yakuza, a game that if you have a life, right, it might take you a month or two to finish. By the time you're like halfway through or almost finished, the game is leaving Game Pass. So what you have to do now you have to buy it. And they put a 15% discount, right, for the game. I used to think that was bad. Steam is worse. Steam
Yeah.
is way, way worse in terms of enticing the gamer to buy games.
well, yeah, and
But
then
they-
there's GG.deals and there's like CD
And-
keys and all these key stores that really make it difficult. It's like a sale all year round. Next thing
It's-
you know, you own dozens of games you don't even remember buying.
Dude, it is out of control. Like I used to be grateful that you told me about GG.deals. I'm not grateful anymore, Mental.
Yeah. So should I leave?
You're a bad person. You're a bad person. You're not a good person.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steam
I,
Steam deals are crazy. Cozy, go ahead.
kind of like your local crack dealer.
Yes.
It's
I
like-
guess
Yes.
I maybe
Yes.
I'm immune because of how cheap I am. Like I used to be caught up in Steam deals, but I actually Helldivers is probably 95% of my playtime on Steam.
There you go.
Really?
Good.
And
Like-
and Monster Hunter is the rest of it, and Monster Hunter will probably take over for Helldivers. I don't really buy games on Steam anymore. Ah!
I
What you
will
said?
say
Oh my
that
God.
when I was playing a lot of Destiny,
I dropped my
it
game.
did slow down the spending a little bit. Like playing one game that much, like
Oh, okay.
Destiny slowed down the spend. The thing is, though, I
Mhm.
still bought a lot of games, and that's part of the reason my backlog is as bad as it is because I played one game for 6 years.
Yeah.
So I
You
guess
played
it's
one
a
game for
curse.
6 years.
Yeah, I played Destiny 2 or like Destiny for 6 years. Just pretty much was the only thing I played. Actually,
Uh-oh.
longer, I guess, when I think about it.
Someone demands your attention.
But yeah, it was a long time. Yeah, my dog's been sitting here. She wants my coffee, but I still got too much in the cup to give
You
it to
need
her.
you need to drink your coffee.
I do, because then she'll
Welcome
leave
in,
me alone.
Ty.
But yeah,
Welcome in.
I do like yeah, I guess I'm less enamored with Steam nowadays because the flavor of things I like. I mostly like older games, so I usually stick to GOG because it's cheaper.
Yeah, GOG is good, and you can just copy it wherever you want. You don't need a
Okay,
launcher.
hold on. Let me get my headphones.
I think that too. I think that too
Echo.
because Steam, I've noticed Steam kind of like does weird things on my computer sometimes.
Right.
So I like
Well,
not even having to.
it can be a resource pig at times too. Like you'll just see it chewing up 10% of your CPU for nothing.
Yeah,
Just
like so
sits
I
there.
I usually just close it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna close it.
Yeah.
So it's not just doing that because it seems to get worse if I just leave it sitting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not that I hate Steam. I
Give
still
me a
love
minute. I'm
Steam,
trying to
but
sort out my Bluetooth, my audio.
I still
I'm
love
checking
Steam.
my
But I
phone.
just like either I'll go to like the indie sites and play things there because they usually are super cheap there.
Right.
One of these days, I might even install the Epic launcher and play all the games I have from there. But probably not.
I think I've got somewhere north of
Alright,
400
so
games
that
in Epic now.
earphones won't do.
I have a ridiculous amount, and I still have never installed the launcher. One day. One day.
I do have the launcher installed, but
No.
yeah, it is a bit ridiculous.
I like playing, like... Yeah, I'm just so weird about games. No.
Yeah.
Hold on, it's connecting.
Oh.
Luck's having some troubles.
Why?
Can you guys hear me?
It's that
Yeah.
Texas Bluetooth.
Alright, there we go. Audio's fine now.
The Texan 5G signal's overwhelming.
It's all that tinfoil around his house blocking out the 5G.
Yeah.
Got a
Yeah.
cage set up.
Yeah, sure.
Don't make fun of his Texas internet.
You know what, guys?
The oil rigs out in the backyard are causing trouble with connectivity. All
Here we
that
go.
Right.
Don't talk about
Oh, you
Texas.
got Starlink. There you go.
Yes.
I'm gonna be unboxing this tomorrow.
Cool.
Live.
Probably
on
not
stream.
live. Probably not live.
Do a 10-hour stream unboxing Starlink.
Cozy, did you see my stream when I put my PC together? Did you see it?
Yes. Only after the
And?
fact, though. Honestly... It's
Am I that
fun.
bad?
No. It's like it's
She's like, honestly,
no. It's always
No.
interesting to just watch people like putting. I think it's
That
more
I've never done it.
interesting to watch people put their first computer together because it's like, I imagine you're a little nervous.
Yes.
Oh, he was. He definitely
And I
was.
did it right.
Yeah,
And I
like
did it right.
you're nervous, and it's like first time you just want everything to like. Even when I build every time a new build, it's still kind of a little nerve wracking, and especially you got everything together, you press the button, and then you're like, come on, everything, no, like because have you ever had that experience where it's like Even I built dozens and dozens of computers. I still have the experience where one of them just doesn't, and I'm like, oh.
Ooh, where did I mess up? You're like, oi.
Yeah, I remember one time I disassembled, reassembled a computer. Like, this is when I took my computer. I actually had to take it to a shop and found out that those screws that you put on the motherboard, they can get old.
Really?
Yep. I didn't know that either, but I've had the same case since and been using the same screws for my main computer since like 2012 or 13. And the last time I built my computer, I couldn't get it working no matter what. I took it to a shop and they were like, "We just replaced all the screws and it worked." They just replaced all the screws that went from onto the chassis with the motherboard. They replaced all those and it worked. So
Yeah.
That's weird.
I literally just had that with my last. I mean, not the screws. But I literally just had that with my last computer where I put it together and went to turn it on and it didn't start. And I about had a meltdown. And then I just opened the case back up and noticed that the big 24 pin connector wasn't all the way in. Put it in and it was fine. But I did have a meltdown for about 5 minutes.
yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
usually
so
power everything up while it's just on the motherboard box before I put it in.
I need to
but-
start doing that. I've seen videos where they do that, and I've seen channels that recommend you should do that. And I totally agree that you should, but for whatever reason, I just never do.
you never do it.
I don't do
just
that
never
because
do it.
it would be just my luck that I get distracted, leave it where it is, which is I do everything on the floor, then come back, trip over it, and break it.
Oof.
That would be me. That'd be me. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, no,
Or
Oh,
see
look!
crack your head open on the
Time for
RAM.
this one.
What's
Ooh,
that one?
okay.
What is
All
that?
It's a
Turkish
candy.
delight. You know
okay.
the candy that idiot in Lion Witch in the Wardrobe traded his siblings for.
Um,
I
It's
did not
good,
know that.
but it's not that good.
Okay.
It's
Now
not
we
still
know.
your siblings good. Like, you have to give me like something fantastic that. Shut up. You
then
have to
you'd
give
tell
me
your siblings.
Yeah.
I mean, that piece of candy is not as good as love from a sibling.
When you put
As
it like that.
unconditional love. I get that.
Yeah, yeah. AEC Vic, Mr. Click, thank you for the $2 super chat. Says, what's up, ever? I think you want to say everyone, and then ... Hi cozy.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, yeah. We don't matter. We're just everyone.
You are everyone.
Specifically hi cozy. All right. Sure thing, Vic. Sure thing. Appreciate it, bro.
Look at her.
Fair enough.
Fuzzy. Fuzzy said something interesting. Said that going so long between Gears of War games probably helped Space Marines. Matt.
That's not a bad point. That's not a bad point because back in the day, I didn't play Space Marine 1 back in the day.
Mhm.
But from what I understand, the big thing with Space Marine back in the day was, oh, it's a Gears of War clone.
Yes.
So, I mean, I could see that being the case. I love Space Marine. Maybe subconsciously there's a little bit of that. Like, if a Gears game came out right before Space Marine, maybe it wouldn't have been as spectacular. It'd have still been really good. But, like, that game coming out when it did, when we haven't had a game like that for, like, since last
Ages.
generation. We haven't had a game like that. So I think that probably did help it at least a little bit.
Yeah. Mental. What are your thoughts on Fuzzy's point here?
Well,
And also, before you go, hold on. Before you go, Mental, AAC Vic, thank you for the $2 super chat. I think this one's for you, Mental, when you were petting your dog. Said, is that Dr. Evil petting a cat? Nice. Laughing emojis.
I guess it's a 50-pound cat. It's a big one. Damn. Looks a lot like
It's
a dog.
big cat.
Yeah. But,
Very similar.
Yeah, no, I think it's a reasonable hypothesis for sure. Like, I haven't played it, but having played the first one, if it's like that, then yeah, I could see the correlation with Gears easily. That makes sense to me. Probably did help with its reception, especially with Gears fans, right? Gives them something that is a lot of fun in the same way. Very gory, you know. I don't
Yeah,
mean you don't get the chainsaw through enemies, but you know that's where you got to play Doom if you want to do that.
and Gears of War has felt neutered ever since Gears of War. Some would say Judgment,
Hmm.
Bro,
but
Judgment was
I, I
so
s-
bad.
I still haven't
yeah,
played that one. It's the only
you're
Gears
not
game I
missing
haven't
out.
played.
You're not
You're
missing out
not
with
missing out.
Judgment.
It's
Okay.
fine.
Me and
Relax.
me and Ham, like one of the first things me and Ham did when we first like met each other online was like we played through Halo. Loved that. This was well before Infinite came out. And then we played the Gears series. Gears 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When we got to Judgment, I think we beat it. I don't remember a thing about that game. All I remember is hating everything about it. And Ham felt the same, like to the point where I'm like, dude, why are we even playing this? I don't get why we're playing this.
Yeah,
Like we both hated that game.
it was
It's
downhill
bad.
as soon as Gears of War 3 launched. That was it. That was it.
I thought Gears Judgment was horrible. Gears 4 was eh. And then I thought, me personally, I know you didn't like Gears 5. Me personally, I thought Gears 5 was not great, but it was way better than Gears 4 to me.
Okay.
Hopefully, we'll see what they do with E Day. I'm really excited for E Day, but I'm not as down on Gears of War as I think
You
you are.
know, you know what E-Day is, Matt? E-Day is a
So,
referendum. E-Day is a reminder to do what you do. Serve the people that built
mm,
this place. Cozy, right? Cozy likes what's that game, Cozy, with the
The
Animal
things and
Animal
stuff.
Crossing.
Oh,
Cozy likes Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing does not need to sit there and be like, you know what? Let's go and chase customers that aren't here. Animal Crossing does not need to do that. Yakuza does not need to do that. Chase the people that made you relevant, and they'll continue to come back. Gears of War woke up after Gears of War 3 and they're like, you know what, guys? I have a smart idea. Let's stop making Gears of War and let's look at what's trending outside of Gears of War and let's stick that into Gears of War. So for me,
okay.
E-Day is a referendum on that. It shit on everything that's been released recently, and let's go back to what it used to be.
So okay, so question to that. Do you
Yeah.
think that it was an intentional fuck what we did before? We're doing this, or do you think because the way I've always viewed it was obviously 4 or 5 are different. Judgment, I don't even throw in there. Judgments was just a toss away piece of crap. 4 and 5 are obviously a different thing than 1, 2, and 3.
They're bad.
So, but what
They're
I'm
bad.
asking is, do you think? I don't think they're bad, but do you think
I think they're
that
bad.
that's fair? But do you think that the problem is that they transferred because remember 1, 2, and 3 was Epic, and while a lot of those developers did go to Coalition, did help form Coalition, it is at the end of the day a new team. Do you think it was as much them saying fuck what they did, or do you think it was just a natural thing of like it's a new team, they had to figure it out themselves
I think it
that
was
maybe
definitely
this
a fuck what they did. I think it was definitely
okay
a fuck what they did, in my opinion. Especially
okay
because I was too in clearly right. I was too invested in the lore of Gears of
hmm
War. I've been told several times by other people that no, the lore doesn't matter. It's about the multiplayer. Sure, you can say that, but
yes. Not to me. I don't care
sales
about
weren't
multiplayer.
great for 4, weren't great
Yeah.
for 5 either. I guess people saw other things that they didn't like.
Hmm.
Either
That's
way,
fair.
it was bad. Cozy, what do you think
Yeah.
about Fuzzy's comment here saying going so long between Gears of War games probably helped Space
Um,
Marines?
I think honestly it's more to do with the fact that it was a solid third person co-op shooter, and think about the list of those kinds of games that we have.
That launched day one.
Are you talking about the context of Xbox?
Well, you cut out.
Whoa, I can't hear you, Cozy.
What?
Yeah, you cut out hard.
You're
Oh
a
my
bit
god.
muffled.
What?
Something. Okay, okay,
Sounds
there
like
we
your
go. There
mic
we
is.
go.
There you go. There you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
I think because if you think about it, like there are lots of people who may have played Space Marines and haven't played Gears, and Gears isn't on their radar.
Hmm.
It's going to be have more eyes on it, um, and it's like there aren't a whole lot of solid third person co-op shooters if you think about it.
I'm trying to think of another one.
There's really
That
not many.
the Ubisoft one. No, the Ubisoft one. Uh,
Division?
there's the Division. There's the hacking one as well.
The
Division.
hacking.
How old is Division though?
A couple of years. I'd say 2020
Wait,
maybe.
what's the hacking one?
The Watch
Watch
Dogs,
Dogs?
but
That's
that
not
one did
co-op.
not sell. Oh, okay. Also, it didn't it
It's
didn't
not
sell
co-op.
well. It didn't sell.
Oh,
Okay, you know what,
Legion
Cause
was
you might have a
dog shit.
point there. Yeah, Legion was bad.
I
Legion
think
was
that's
bad.
why if you look at a lot of the ones that stick around, they do so because they tend to have solid gameplay, and there just aren't
That's a good
enough.
question. Third person, third person shooters.
Get the chat's opinion.
Is
I'd
this
throw
okay? But
Helldivers as
I
well.
disagree. No, hold on, Cozy.
What?
We've had what Remnant? Remnant's a banger. It's indie,
It's not
kind
really
of
a
small.
co-op. It's not really a co-op shooter.
You
You're
can't
just
do
shooting in
co-op
it.
though. You can't do
It's
co-op.
I mean, no, I'm not saying you can't do co-op, but it's not
Okay.
designed specifically around the shooting mechanics.
No, it literally is designed around the shooting mechanics. It's
I
it
don't think it is.
it's called the Souls like of shoot like it's what shooter plus Souls like. But besides Remnant, I can't come up with anything else. Like
I
even
mean
when I Google it, it's just old
more
stuff.
recently
Saints Row.
you could go First Descendant. I know that's like a free to play game, but that's still pretty popular, relatively
Yeah, but
speaking.
no one's paying. Oof, Fuzzy, you liked Outriders. Okay.
I like Outriders too, actually.
Buddy,
And
people are definitely paying because those cosmetics, people are buying those shits.
but yeah, Outriders. So,
That's true. That's
Outriders.
true.
That
I
game's
feel
nuts. I wouldn't play that game in front of my kids.
I'm walking
He didn't
around.
say he wouldn't play it. He didn't
I'm
say he
walking
wouldn't play it,
around.
ladies and
I
gentlemen.
haven't been in there, and I played it for a little while, and I was done.
In there,
I
mental.
Yeah, I've
I
been in that
booted
game
it up,
for a while.
and
Go ahead, man.
I'm just walking around, and dude, some of the dude, like this chick's just in a bikini, not even any armor,
what's
just a
wrong
straight
with
up bikini.
bikinis?
Nothing's wrong with a bikini, but like, dude, it's just like I've got full kitted out armor. I'm covered head to toe in it, and there's just half naked women, dude, just all
They know
around this
their
motherfucker.
audience.
They do. They do know their audience. You can't fault them for that. They know.
Yeah. All right, Cozy, I'll give you that one. After googling it, you're probably right. There hasn't been many like very successful third person shooters. For me, right, and this one I'd like to pose to you guys. Wow, okay, so a lot of people liked Outriders. Fuzzy says I really liked it. Aussie fan 80 says Outriders was great. Too bad it got shut down. Wow, okay.
Sure
Vince,
did.
okay, all right. To Sir X-Man, blah blah blah. Welcome in, Sir X-Man. Welcome, welcome. Guys, please make sure to smash the like button, get us out there and into the algorithm. Matt,
Oh,
Cozy, and Mento.
Yes.
I have an angle. I have an angle. If you
right.
guys want to just dismiss it, go ahead, or we can dig in. But my angle is that this game captured lightning in a bottle in terms of timing. Hey, 4GQTV, welcome, welcome, appreciate you. But yeah, I was saying, guys, um, it captured lightning in a bottle because of the timing. So many games came out last year that did not have this level of just pure, unadulterated violence and testosterone. And I think a lot of people resonated with that and they bought it just off of that. Thoughts?
I mean, there's probably at least a fraction of that. A fraction of the people probably did that. I mean, there's not many games like it. Like even like fuck the whole like hyper violent thing, which is awesome. But
Yeah.
like just the fact that we just talked about it, like third person co-op shooters are
Yes.
there. Whether it was hyper violent or not, what third person co-op shooter, there's not a ridiculous amount of
No,
them.
there
Feels
isn't.
like we get
So
like
like
maybe once a year, one a year.
so
Maybe.
exactly. So it's like I think just that alone is enough to get its attention. But then the fact that on top of that, it was a good game. It was
On
like
launch, it was a good game on launch.
yes, it launched good. There like it didn't have massive horrendous issues for the most part. It played great, and also it was hyper violent, which like I know there's like I mean outside of gaming, there's like this community of people who are like look at you insane when you say that you like that game because it's it's like, dude, that shit's fun. I'm sorry, but it's
It
just fun.
is.
I like
It,
movies
like
that are horror movies that are like
Doom.
gory and violent. It's kind of
exactly,
fun,
Doom's
enjoyable.
perfect.
But
Movies
that's
are
socially
perfect.
acceptable. That's socially acceptable, right?
Eh,
To want
Yeah,
gory
and
movies.
that's the thing.
Not
That's the thing
some
I
people.
don't get. Well, yeah, I'm sure there's some like fucking Looney Tunes out there who are like won't even accept that violent movies exist, which is insane. But most people accept movies. Most people accept off the wall music, some really off the wall music, but TV shows. But for whatever reason, people look at you like you're nuts for saying like, dude, this hyper violent game is fun as hell. It's like it is. I mean, that's just the way it is. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. It's a
Yeah.
fun game.
Yeah. Mental. Am I reaching
I don't think so. I mean,
with
honestly,
the dude bro
um,
angle?
yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of testosterone infused games anymore, right? And you know, like you feel that with Doom. Like, I mean, Doom guy's just like a
Oof.
beast, right? He's going through just hacking and slashing, mowing
Yes.
down the enemies. It's good times, and there's just not a lot of games out there that are like that. So, if it struck that chord, it's definitely going to help in the sales, I would think. Uh, yeah, I think it
Yeah.
helps. I mean, you just don't see a lot of that anymore.
Yeah. I think just the same way the Souls like loop gets certain people's attention that they're like, oh, Souls like, I'm buying that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think games like Space Marine and Doom, there's a large contingent of gamers that are like,
hmm
give me that.
It also,
Oh, I'm
think it
I'm all
also
in
plays
on
on
that stuff.
nostalgia. It also plays
Yeah.
on nostalgia a little bit because it's like,
Yes. Yes.
I know for me, like when I think of games like that, my brain automatically goes to Gears of War just because of my age.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it makes me think of the 360 generation. And for a lot of people, the 360 and the PS3 generation was the shit. It was awesome. So
Yeah,
like
it was. It was. It was.
so like when you see a game like that now, to Mental's point, it doesn't happen often, but when you see a game like that now, it's like, oh my god. Not only are you associating, hey, this game looks awesome, but you're also associating it with a really,
Nostalgia.
probably a really awesome time in your life.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
kind
I'm
of
nodding,
double
but
whammy.
you can't tell.
Mental.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement. Uh,
Cozy.
What?
Do you agree with me, Matt, and Mental that this was one of the main components, or do you think I'm reaching in saying that this thing is like the personification of dude, bro, uh, get a beer, get a monster, fist bumps all around, let's go, chest bump.
I actually will wholly agree with it. Especially since I feel like a lot of games try and miss the mark. And
That's a fair
no, they
point.
do. They do. They try too hard, and it's like, come on, come on. But when they hit that right level of like just classic, this is a man's man kind of game. That
Yeah.
it kind of understands what. Come on, let's be honest. The entire Warhammer fan base is a sausage fest.
Fuck yeah! Fuck
Shout,
yeah! For
shout
the
out to Hard Day.
Emperor!
Shout out to Hard Days, Mike,
I mean,
my
never mind.
buddy.
Uh, uh, but yeah,
Does it
I
bother you
agree.
though, Cozy? Does
Why
it
would
bother
it?
you though that
I'm all
that they
about games for
lean?
everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, this is
There you go.
beautiful. I wish more of the game development sphere was like this. Of like, dude, not everything needs to be for everyone. In fact, nothing needs to be for everyone. Pick a lane, become a master of your lane. You will have, not only will you have success, look at From Software, not only will you have success, but continue to hone your craft in that specific lane and crowd. You'll have people that don't even fuck with your stuff being like, I want to try Elden Ring. I want to try Space Marine. It's not my thing, but I'll give it a go because everyone keeps saying it's awesome. But when you sit there and you try and sanitize something to be like, let's bring everyone in, you know what happens? No one shows up. Fuzzy brings up another good point. Fuzzy's killing it today. Says it came right in between the two top game of the year contenders. It was actually kind of a tough spot to launch, like a week after Wukong.
Wait, what other game was it?
I don't remember what was the other game that came out. Regardless, a week after it was sandwiched in between. So this came a week after Wukong. So what came out after Wukong? I think maybe Metaphor.
Metaphor was October. I mean, I guess technically, I mean, it did come after. And Metaphor is like the only one I can think of.
I mean, but
Yeah, I
that would
mean,
do much.
oh, he's talking about Astrobot was within a few
Oh,
days.
that doesn't matter either. 5 people bought Astrobot.
Yeah,
Astrobot
Yeah.
was
doesn't
never
really
going to
count.
be picked over by most people
Eh.
that played Space Marines. People aren't going to be like, Space
I think
Marines or
Wukong.
Astrobots.
Yeah.
Wukong
Yeah, I don't think there's
kind
a
of
big
makes sense.
crossover.
Yeah.
Wukong kind of makes sense, but I also think to add Wukong also I think would target a different kind of audience.
But I think they could both jostle for similar gamers, in my opinion. Like me, for example, I was interested in both games. Obviously, I went for Space Marine 2, but I think both of them. I was interested in both. Matt,
Have you
were
played
you interested in both?
Wukong yet?
I have.
Am I
I
interested?
played it. I played a little bit of it, but then I would quickly went back to Space Marine 2. Like, yeah, I'll play Wukong when I play it. That's what happened. If I'm being honest.
Am I interested in what?
No, I'm saying when both of these games launched, right? Were you interested
Space Marine
in
3?
Space Marine 2 and Wukong, or were you just looking at Space Marine 2 and you're like, I don't care about Wukong?
I'm probably never gonna play Wukong.
All right.
Not
I'm gonna
because I
drop
don't.
and I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Not because I don't think it's good or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It must be good if people like it the way they like it. It's
Yeah.
just I really don't. I just don't care to play that. Like the only way I would be dying to play a game
Hey.
like that is if hey, there you
He's
go.
not lagging anymore. He's not lagging anymore.
He's alive. Holy
He's
shit.
How
alive.
about that?
Ew. Oh, he said a boat. He said a
The
boat.
miracle.
How
The miracle
about
of technology.
that?
All right. Finish your point, Matt.
No, it's all good. But yeah, the only way I'd be dying to play a Souls-like game is if like even Elden Ring Night Rain, I'm still not sold on. It would have to be like, here's Elden Ring 2. Then I'd be down. But that's like the only thing that could get me hyped to do that.
Wukong is not really a Souls, like in my opinion. Like it's
But
difficult, but it would be the same
that's
as
the thing.
it would be like saying the Ninja Gaiden is a Souls. Like it's like not really.
That's fair. But like to me as someone who's not in that, like you play those games all the time,
Yeah.
I'm not into those games particularly. Like
Okay.
I see a game where it's like, here's a big boss with a giant weapon that's going to beat the shit out of you multiple times.
And you
me,
need to
that is
learn
a
how
Souls-
he moves. You need to learn
Yeah, to
all
me,
the
that
moves.
is a Souls-like. That's a Souls-like.
You just
So-
described Monster
Everything's a
Hunter.
Souls like. Everything's
Exactly.
a Souls like. Then thank you,
Exactly.
Cozy. Thank you.
That's
Everything's
that's
a Souls
total
like.
that's totally fair. But in my brain, I can make a distinction and say Monster Hunter is fine, but Black Myth Wukong isn't. And that's my problem. That's my own problem. But I do make that distinction in my head. Like this one's better than the other one. This one's more acceptable than the other one. That one's not acceptable. Like I do that in my own head.
Okay.
And Black Myth Wukong to me,
Is a
I just
Souls
don't
like.
care. Don't care.
All right. All right. So the next great angle, in my opinion, Raichi obviously presented it for us. Says the biggest thing about Space Marine 2 is there isn't bad jokes in the dialogues. I was gonna say the dialogue in general in Space Marine 2 is I don't think it's special, but I think it's stuck to the source material. Like if you play Space Marine 1 and you read the dialogue, there's nothing about the dialogue in Space Marine 1 that makes you think this was made in 2009. There's no real world stuff in there. Space Marine 2, exact same thing. There's nothing about whatever is happening right now in the real world. There's nothing like that in Space Marine 2. And I think that was one of the best decisions they made.
Yeah, that's nice.
Mental. You still haven't played Space Marine 2. So
I have
I'll
not.
put this one only to Matt because he played it. Matt,
Yeah.
do you think it was a good move to not current day Space Marine 2, or do you think they should have addressed one or two IRL stuff in Space Marine 2?
They should do exactly what they want to do. And as long as they did exactly what they wanted to do, then I think it's awesome. I don't really have a problem. Like if they wanted to do that, then whatever. It is what it is. The game's fun enough that whether you want to see that or not, I don't think it would have been too big of a deal. But obviously they didn't care to do that, and that's totally awesome as well. Whatever the case may be, I'm glad that we got the game that we got. So I'll say that.
The efficient use of the fence there, Matt. Well done. 4G
Well, I just-
QTV. I'm just saying, dude. Kudos to you, brother. Says, I want Marvel Avengers 2 or Guardians of the Galaxy 2 by Square Enix, but we can't have what we want, Matt.
Dude, Guardians of the Galaxy, the fact that that's never going
Oh,
to happen is
yeah,
so
that's heartbreaking.
stupid. That's the best Marvel game in my adult life, probably.
The
Yeah, it
best
was pretty
Marvel
good.
game.
It was fun.
Dude, that game is so good. Like, I love Spider-Man. I both Miles Morales in 2018. I love. I liked Spider-Man 2, but Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxy is better than both of those, and I know it is because I don't give a shit about Guardians of the Galaxy. I've never watched a movie. I don't care to watch a movie. I will probably never watch a movie. But
Probably not.
that game is
Dare you.
sick.
Oh, that's cool.
Best Marvel game you ever played. Wow.
In I mean, at least in my adult life. I mean, you could probably go back to like Spider-Man 2 on like PS2 or Xbox or something like that, then sure. But like in my adult life, yeah.
So we're talking the last 2 gens. We're cutting it off at the last 2 gens.
Yeah. I'd say
Okay,
since the
that's
Xbox
fair.
and PS2 generation, yes.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I'm not getting any pushback from anyone else, from Cozy or from Mental. So I guess everyone agrees.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a great game.
I
had a lot
haven't
of fun with
played
that
it.
one.
Oh, you haven't
Oh.
played it,
No, I don't care about Guardians of the Galaxy. And Matt's
Cozy.
endorsement is kind of cool,
Yes.
but it has unskippable cutscenes, doesn't it?
I'm pretty sure you can skip
I don't know. The
cutscenes.
cutscenes
pretty
were
sure you
also
can
good.
skip
I
them,
watched
Cozy.
every last second with bated breath.
You can
Same.
skip them, but Cozy, like this is the type of stuff that we need to sit there and be like, all right, guys, we need to find a Guardians of the Galaxy fund and be like, Cozy, if we buy this game for you, you better fucking play it.
I didn't even play. What's the other one?
Elden Ring.
No, not just that. I didn't even play.
What?
I played it when it was on Game Pass.
That's fine. But listen to what Matt said. This guy does not care at all about Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm telling you, that game is exceptional.
But he
It
also
is.
enjoyed the cutscenes. So I don't enjoy cutscenes.
I did
You
enjoy
can
it.
skip
the
'em.
game. The gameplay is pretty damn fun. I'll
And
I'll
it's
say
so
that as
good.
well.
It's
Yeah, it
so
was
good,
good.
Cozy. I think you're going to want to watch those cutscenes.
She won't.
I'm willing to
She
bet.
won't.
Really?
Lo, come on now. Be real. You think she is? You think
But they're
she's gonna
so-
watch the
But they're
cutscene?
short. It's not like Metal Gear levels of cutscenes. It's like Space Marine levels of cutscenes.
Sorry,
like
Okay,
what
well,
game was
if
that
if
that
we're
you
doing
just-
that, then all cutscenes ever are short. If we're doing
What
that,
game was that, Loke?
what Space Marine?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, but you mentioned a different game. Something that has MG?
Oh yeah, what game are you talking about? Which game specifically from that one guy?
I missed
Has-
it. I thought I,
I said
heard
Kojima
it,
level. I said Kojima level. I did not say the M. I said Kojima level.
You didn't say.
That's
You
what I
didn't
said.
say the what?
Oh, bite me. You guys can bite me. All right, all of you guys. Screw you guys.
Pretty sure I heard Metal Gear.
I thought you said
levels,
Schmetal
but-
Schmear Smallwood.
Yeah, something like that.
That's what I thought I heard.
Hey, I saw you were streaming your favorite game there again the other day. I couldn't, unfortunately, jump in and watch, but
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I'm done. I have
You
paid my
done?
penance.
Let's
I
go.
have
Delete it.
paid
woohoo!
my penance.
How bad was it?
It was terrible, Cozy. It was horrible.
I didn't
Just
game for
one.
3 days after watching part of his stream.
Dust
It was
one.
it crushed any interest I had in gaming for about 3 days. It's terrible.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen. Dustborn. If you think Dustborn is bad, it's worse if you play it. It is
Oh.
worse. It is
I'll never find
terrible. They try to evoke emotion. They try to get you attached to these characters. One of them, right? Cozy, I need you to listen to me. All right,
I'm
stop
listening.
looking at your game. I need you to listen. Listen with your eyes. Listen with your eyes.
Okay.
That's how bad this is. All right, listen with your eyes. There's
Okay.
a guy called Theo. This guy, right?
Huxtable. Oh.
He is the oldest man in the crew. Apparently, he's the boss. Spends the entirety of the game getting shit on. insulted and ridiculed by everyone on the bus, interrupted, right, by everyone in
Good.
the crew. You know
Good.
what this guy is? What one of his hobbies are? Do you guys want
Just
to know what his hobbies
getting
are?
embarrassed.
Knitting.
It's a good man
Okay.
right there. That's a good man.
He
That's the
enjoys knitting.
It's
well,
interesting.
sure. Who doesn't
Not
love
that
to
there's
knit?
anything wrong with that. I can't
Yeah.
think of any guy I know that knits.
I
And
know
and
some guys
and
that
does that
knit.
I don't
Oh,
know a
inspire
guy that
you?
knits.
Mental. Does that inspire you? Right? To be like,
To
yeah,
go knitting?
that's the boss. No. To be like, yeah, that's the boss of the crew. This is the guy I'm going to follow. Everyone walks all over him, interrupts him, makes fun of him,
Well,
and
obviously
he
not then.
spends his time fucking knitting. Does that motivate you to be like, yeah, that's the boss? That's the guy that knows what we should be doing as a group, as a crew. This is the person we're going to follow.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, it doesn't.
Obviously all the characters agree.
Yeah,
You know, if
Mental,
they're
Matt, that was good.
obviously.
That was good, Matt.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good. Yeah, so Cozy, I have lots of complaints to make about that game. There was a scene that got kind of steamy between the
oh,
main character who I
oh,
was controlling. Her name was Pax. She's fit,
hubba
no
hubba.
doubt.
only kind of steamy.
Kind of steamy, and then right, like the options, the options that you can pick for dialogue, they imply that something's going to happen if you lean in. Cozy, I done pressed all them buttons.
Stop being a gooner, maybe.
Do you know what
There you
happened?
go. You freaky ass schooner. You're being a gooner, dude.
Nothing happened, Cozy. Nothing happened. Not a hug, not a kiss, nothing. Do you know what they did?
Uh,
They stared into each other's eyes, yearning for one another. That was it. That's all I got.
I just
That's all I fucking got.
I just
Wow.
imagine Luke sitting there looking like Walter White after they killed that one motherfucker. Just his mouth wide open, falls to the ground.
Like, I'm telling you
Oh
guys, like,
shit.
it was so
Crazy.
bad. It was so. I was like, finally, this game's gonna give me something, a release from this tedium.
A sexual
Pause.
release.
That's not what I meant.
Well,
I
Look,
meant a
Look
release
had
from the
unstuck his
tedium.
pants specifically for that scene.
What?
yeah.
I I did not
Luke,
unzip.
Luke was ready to go. Game let him
All
down.
right. All right. I think we've deviated.
You're the
just
one
a
who talking
little
about
bit.
how you didn't get a release from watching a steamy scene
Yeah.
in a game.
It was bad. It was bad.
It sounds like it.
What? Fuzzy says I secretly love the
Tragic.
game. No. Fuzzy. Yago Kukin, welcome. Fuzzy says real men knit. You know what? Based off of that,
Oh
all I have to say is, what's up, girlfriend?
there you go.
Because I'm no man. If knitting makes you a man, makes you a real man, I'm not a man.
Better start knitting, bud.
Apparently, I'm
No,
not
I'm
either.
good.
Now,
I'm good.
crochet, that's a different story.
I was about to say I know men who knit, but I know men who crochet.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, we had to in school, I think in art class, but that was about it.
What's the difference between
What's-
knitting and crochet? I know.
What?
This is probably going to take about 5 minutes.
Knitting,
but fuck
you
it.
have these two sticks that you just kind of like doot off
Ooh.
of one and off the other.
Okay.
And crocheting has the hook stick.
Best thing I ever saw to do with knitting.
Oh, even I learned
was-
that in school. That's fine.
Yeah, the best thing I ever saw that had to do with knitting was I was at the emergency room to get some stitches because I tore my knee open, and I was sitting there waiting, and a woman came in with a knitting needle right through the center of her hand,
Oh.
sticking out both sides. And I was like, oh, wow, that looks pretty wild. She's like, yeah, it definitely hurts. I'm like, yeah, how'd you do that? She dropped the knitting needle. It fell between the cushions in her couch. And
Okay.
she was looking
Oh,
down, and because it was sticking straight up, her eyes just didn't catch it. So she put her hand down to get up off the
ah,
couch and drove it right through her hand. That's
that
why knitting is
stinks.
bad.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah. I actually still have a blanket, though, that my mom knitted for me. So, but yeah, that's, my mom
That
used to love knitting.
Yeah, that's a bad time.
that is a
Yeah.
bad time.
Yeah, oddly though, it wasn't bleeding much. It was in there nice and snug. It was sealed off
Oh,
pretty
that's
good.
good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
Whereas my knee was gushing blood like crazy. The nurse was in there every like 20 minutes to change the bandages because it just kept soaking through. And I got to wait 3 hours to get stitches. So,
Look, this is
Oof.
this is not
but
knitted though. This is crocheted.
That's crochet.
okay,
Okay.
Crochet is
nice.
like bigger piece, like bigger. I don't know what you call that. It's thicker. It's
Needle.
thicker, right?
Yarn. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
like thicker.
Thicker
yeah,
yarn.
it's not.
Um, I think honestly, some of the techniques it seems like you can get in crocheting are a lot more intricate and crazy.
Hmm.
Cozy,
Gotcha.
we can't hear you again. Fix
Yeah,
your
I've
stuff.
never.
Can you
There we
hear me
go.
now?
There you
There we
go.
go. Yeah,
There
Yeah.
that's
you go. Yeah, I've never crocheted or knitted. I have sewed something because
I
something
can.
like
I
ripped
can't
before
Yeah, I
it,
had
but
to do
crochet,
that in school too.
Did you
but I
make that
got.
Cozy?
This was like no. This my aunt made this for me when I was like 13.
Okay.
Yeah, keep that because
Why?
those are the types of things you just have when all those people are gone,
I've had this for
and you
20
still
years. It's
have it.
not going anywhere.
Yeah,
there you
like
go.
Awesome.
I've got the one my mom knitted for me way back when. Still, it's probably 40 years old now, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'll keep that. She made a blanket for my daughter that's 15 years old now already too.
And that's
So
never going anywhere.
yeah.
Fuzzy, are you saying
Anyway,
because knitting is dangerous, it's manly? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious.
well, after seeing that knitting needle go through the hand there,
Yeah.
there's definitely some risk if you're sitting on a couch doing it. People need to be careful.
Yikes.
Be careful out
Yeah.
there.
I'm scarred forever. I don't even knit, and now I'm like, I would never.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm also I'm with Cozy, but not because it's dangerous in any way. Just because it's knitting.
Because you lack
We're,
creative genius.
uh, yeah. Sure, Cozy. We can go with that.
We can.
Hold on, mentor. I'm fixing whatever's up with your thingy on the screen. Yeah, it's not you. Hold on, hold on, hold on. All right, there we go.
There
That's
we
better.
go. There we go.
All right, my mental's all right now. Mental's all
Had me
right.
nervous there for a bit, buddy.
Fuzzy says getting stabbed in the hand is as manly as it gets. LOL. All right, so if danger,
Right.
right? If danger makes it manly, did you know that giving birth is one of the most risky things a human being can undertake?
Okay, well, give birth. Do it.
Point is, point I'm trying to make is just because something's dangerous doesn't make it manly. All right.
But my point is that
Women
you
do,
can knit. You
women,
can knit.
women do a lot of risky stuff. All right. Doesn't make them men.
A lot of badass
Yago says
shit.
knitting and manly are two words I've never heard used together. I'm almost 48.
There
Okay.
you
All
go.
right then. All right. Yeah. 4GQ says in what country, Log? Mozambique. Don't bring me this Texas stuff. Don't do it,
Well,
clowns.
I think for
Please.
the first time since we've met, I almost believe you are in Mozambique now, because no self-respecting Texan would call knitting manly. So,
Yeah, that's true.
I
You know,
never said it was manly.
maybe there's no cap there. Maybe he is in Mozambique. I don't know.
There's cap there, but yeah, you have a point.
Huh? Man,
I won't
I don't
engage
even.
because I've
I don't know
noticed
what to
that the more
say.
I engage with this, no, the more I engage with this, the more you guys lean into it. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to give you guys the satisfaction. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Uh,
Anyways, let's move on to the next topic. Split Fiction hits 2 million sales after just 1 week out.
Woohoo.
So here we go. Hazelite Games says its latest co-op adventure game, Split Fiction, is continuing its roaring start after selling 2 million copies in just 1 week. The dual protagonist story dropped March 6th for PC, PS5, and Xbox, and quickly managed to secure itself as yet another success story for the studio. Hazelite took to social media to celebrate the strong launch, saying that it's quote unquote blown away by the support from the fans. Cozy, have you played
Yes.
this game? And if you haven't, what are your thoughts on its success?
I haven't played this game. I'm
I'll get some
glad.
water. Be right back.
It sounds really like a good game, so that sounds good.
It's definitely a good game.
huh.
That game. Oh shit, Loke's gone. But yeah, that game's that. I haven't played it in a couple of days because I've been playing it with Ham, and Ham's been kind of away at the moment. But
Going to get some
uh,
water.
dude, when me and Ham have played Split Fiction, that game is like that. From what I played, I mean, so far things can change, and I expect things will change. But that's a contender for Game of the Year, and that's no question. If that's not nominated for Game of the Year
What?
at the end of this year, then I don't know what happened.
Game of the year?
Have you played Split Fiction at all? Like any of the levels?
No, I
No,
have not.
Oh God, bro,
I don't
that
even know
game.
what it is.
It's the It Takes Two people co-op. Um, like it's co-op kind of story based, but like a really, really, really big focus on gameplay. Um,
Huh.
so like
Is the main thing.
split screen game. You're playing with somebody. You can play couch co-op. You can play online or whatever.
Like
And
It
like,
Takes Two, only different.
what's that?
Like It Takes Two, only different.
Yes, It Takes Two, different setting, much crazier, honestly, from what I played of It Takes Two, because it's kind of sci-fi fantasy because there's two parts to the game, one part sci-fi, one part fantasy.
Did they murder an elephant that just wanted to be friends?
Dude, me and Ham were playing that shit, and we literally, like, we turned into hot dogs. That was part of the game. Is we were pigs, and then we went down a slide into a grinder, and then we were hot dogs.
Okay.
And we had to play the remainder of the level as hot dogs.
Did you get the rhythm of the hot dog?
We sure did, Cozy. I don't know what reference that is, but yes, we did.
You've
That's
never
pretty
been
crazy.
a 7-year-old girl.
You know what? You're right. I have not been a 7-year-old girl.
I
I
love
have to
those
agree
like
with you on that.
you know what? You know what?
That's a fair point, Cozy. I can't argue with it. But dude, that game is
I'm
incredible.
gonna find a video for you guys. I'm looking for the video.
Yeah,
It was like
find
just
the
a hand
video,
game
I have
that
no
you
idea what you're
played.
so
talking
we
about.
can see it.
A hand game.
Oh my god.
But
Yago,
dude, look,
it's the yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say if you get a chance to play that game, dude.
It's on my wish list. I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go.
It's so
Eventually,
good,
I'll
man.
give it a go.
It's so
But
good.
especially after what happened on Sunday, with Vince gifting me the entire WRC series, I'm gonna be busy for a while. So like now that I'm done with Dustborn, I think I'm gonna start a new
A good
a
game.
new theme, a new theme on the games that I'm gonna play on stream. So I'm gonna go through all the Telltale games. So the first one is going to be the one from Cozy's favorite show. What's it called? The space one, Cozy. What's that show called?
Oh,
Expand.
yeah. The
Yes.
Expanse.
The Expanse. Vince actually gifted me that yesterday when we finished the Dustborn stream. So next week I'm going to start the
Pretty
Expanse.
solid.
After that, I want to play through the whole like Walking Dead collection, the Borderlands game, everything Telltale, everything.
This man got
It's
a
gonna be fun.
PC just to play Telltale games.
I
On
mean,
You love
stream,
it.
on stream.
You love
But
it.
do you get a PC
I
just to
I
play
do love
Minecraft or?
I do love the Telltale games. Not no cap, but legit. I have all of them. Either bit, yeah. I have all of the Walking Dead games on Xbox, and then I think I have all the Borderlands games, and then all the Batman games on the PlayStation. I love Telltale games. So yeah, mental. We often sit here, right, commenting on the failures of various studios. Some people might even say that we revel in it, but I think we just discuss what's happening, right? The uptrends and the downtrends. And this is a situation of a big uptrend. You know, Joseph Ferris is, in my opinion, one of the guys that's right up there in terms of reliable developers. What are your thoughts on Split Fiction hitting 2 million sales after 1 week? Mental,
Sorry, was
can
that
you
to
hear
me?
us?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
sorry.
talking to you.
There you go.
Sorry, things were breaking up for a second there, so I didn't catch that it was for me. But anyway, I
Okay.
think that's impressive. Great. Like, it's nice to see games be successful. I've said that before. I mean, I haven't played it, but you know, not gonna be upset over them having some success with it. It must be a pretty good game, I would think.
You're a hater. You're a hater. That's all I hear.
What?
Okay.
I'm joking.
Huh.
But Joseph Ferris actually made some waves last week, if I'm not
I saw
mistaken.
it.
He came out and made a video saying
Hmm.
there will be no microtransactions in this game.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about something else.
What did he say? Something else after that?
No, I thought you were talking about something else. Where like he got a question.
Yeah.
He was in some interview and someone was like, "What would you say to the people who are saying the game is woke because it features two girls?" And he just kind of snapped. He just kind of snapped. He basically said, "Fuck them."
Yeah. What the fuck, man? This whole thing, man. It's like, okay, so the next Tomb Raider game, is that woke as well?
It's such a stupid. I thought that's what
It's
you're talking
so
about though.
dumb.
But
No,
what were
no,
you
no.
saying about the
I
microtransactions?
was talking about microtransactions. Someone asked him about microtransactions, and he was very categoric and like full stop about it. Like, yo, there's
Good.
no microtransactions. There will never be microtransactions in this game. And if you
Good.
look at their track record with A Way Out, It Takes Two, this guy, it seems to be a thing with him that is like, yo, no microtransactions. Give people complete games and leave it at that. Maybe update it to make it better or run better or whatever, but no extra stuff that people have to pay for. What are your
Hmm.
thoughts on that? His
Well,
staunch
here's the
position
really
on that.
interesting part, especially for a game like that. Here's what's interesting is all you've got to do is make a fun game that people want to play. And Hazellight, that is Hazellight, right? Hazellight
Yes,
Studios.
Hazelite.
They seem to be very good at making fun things that people want to play. And if you
Yeah,
do that, then you're going to sell copies. You don't got to worry about finding other ways to make. How can we extort more money from the 1 million players that we sold to when you're selling to 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, and more? Because isn't It Takes Two somewhere like 18 million or something? Something stupid like that?
yeah, it's sold a crazy amount.
So,
I mean,
like, when you're selling like that, and your game is what it is, like that. That's not a game that needs microtransactions. All it needs is to be fun, and people recognize fun, and they'll buy it, and you'll make tons of money.
Yeah. And if there's 20 million copies,
Yeah, dumb amount of copies,
yo, it takes
and
to sell
that's
20 million.
yeah. Dude, I honestly thought it was higher, but still, 20 million is nuts for that kind of game.
No wonder this guy is standing on business. No wonder.
100%. There's no need for microtransactions, and it's good. It's good that he knows that. It's good that the team knows that. And it's funny because it probably puts EA in a position. EA is probably salivating at the idea of putting microtransactions in there. But I bet you there's a little part of EA that's a little salty that it's doing so good that it doesn't need it.
You
I
know
bet
what?
you there's a little part.
They've probably
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
one or two more good games in them before EAifies them.
Before EA is like, okay, we don't care that you're selling 20 million. We don't care. We
Right.
still want you to put microtransaction in this.
They're
'cause
like
we could
they're
make
like
more money.
they're like LeBron at this point. EA's just like they can't keep doing it. They can't keep doing it. They're not going to keep doing it. It's going to
There's
stop
no way they
eventually.
can keep
It's
And
going to
then
stop
LeBron-
eventually.
Boom. Here's another banger.
Here's another 40-point game. There you go, bud.
And then you look like, I'm not even trying to insult Hazelight Studios at this, but Matt, Cozy,
Yeah.
if you look at their games, you can tell that they scoped the fuck out of their games. Like these games are not taking 50 million to make. They're not.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if that was costing that much money. I'd be shocked.
Yeah, yeah. I can already imagine Andrew Wilson like, wait, they sold 20 million?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, fuck, can you imagine? Can you imagine if we could sell to like half of those? If we could sell a hat to half of the 20 million?
One of the very few EA studios, if not the only one, at least that I can think of right now, that's managed to not be completely screwed by EA. It's
Yeah,
got to be the
cost to
only one.
make.
I mean, yeah. I'm struggling to think of another one. Even Respawn, to some degree, has been kind of fucked by EA.
I'm just saying. Like, they've got one or two more, and then watch it. They'll EAify them.
They might. They
Cozy.
totally might. But
Sorry.
as for right
You
now,
have no
they're
faith,
doing
Cozy.
good. They're doing good
I'm
right now.
sorry.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's just EA. That's what they do.
That is a
Damn.
fact. I mean, they did everything they could to kill Titanfall 2. Even though the game was amazing and by far the best shooter that year, but whatever. They did everything they could to kill it.
Still went ahead and murdered the thing. Mental, do you agree with Matt and Cozy that it's only a matter of time before EA destroys this? The
all we
streak that this studio has.
Yeah, and I mean that's all we have is the history of the studio, right? So,
Yeah.
based on history, yeah, I have to agree. It's only a matter of time. Now, there's the possibility history doesn't repeat itself, but
Fingers crossed.
they don't have a great track record on that front, so we'll have to see. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. That's a team that's a team I hope, like, there's not many cases where I hope someone steps in and saves a studio from its current publisher. That's one of those cases. That is one of those cases where I hope, dude, Sony, anybody, Xbox, fucking, like
Tencent.
Take-Two, I don't care. Like, please,
From
somebody,
Software.
yeah, someone just step in, please, and do something before something stupid happens, because that team is too damn good.
Damn. You guys are like, EA has fallen to such a point that you guys are willing. Would you guys be willing to bet money on it? That if
What?
these guys don't move somewhere else,
I
you're
wouldn't bet
putting
money on it.
it. That yeah,
I wouldn't bet
EA
money on it.
Yeah,
is not going to
absolutely.
resist the
There you
urge
go.
to to stuff this thing full of microtransactions. You guys,
There you
Cozy,
go.
you'd be willing to put money on it.
Absolutely. Can you name something EA hasn't eventually ruined? Name a
Need for
studio.
Speed.
God.
Name a
Mass
studio.
Effect up next. Oh man.
A studio they haven't ruined.
Jeez. That game made a butt ton of money. It Takes Two.
Huh?
Hmm.
Are you
Takes
checking
Two,
right
it made
now,
a-
Mental?
Well, but yeah, like I tried to, trying to find out how much it costs to make, and the estimates are between 10 and 15 million to make.
Jeez.
And then you look at the number of units sold, and even if you go at $20 per unit, you're in the 400 million range, less your 10 to 15 to make it.
Nah, EA is gonna get them to act right. Yo, One Way Dragon, welcome.
Well,
Yo.
EA will be sitting there going, you guys did all right with that. Like 380 million profit, that's not
You can
bad.
make more.
Imagine how much you could get if you had microtransactions.
Yeah, just think about that.
Yeah, that could be $1 billion franchise right there, guys. We got to get some skins into that thing.
Get a
Sell some
battle
hats or
pass
something.
for your multiplayer co-op game.
Yeah. Seasons pass.
Wow.
Got to
That's
get
messed up.
people playing that thing every quarter. Seasons pass, going in there with new skins.
Oof.
Oh man.
Oof. Ty is here to.
Or
to
Ty is
lick the
crashing out
corporate-
in the chat.
He
Ty
wants
is
to lick
mad.
the corporate boots so bad. He says y'all are still attacking EA, his precious, beloved Electronic Arts. Y'all
Bro.
just like being angry. Consumers suck.
Bro, Ty has been crashing out for like a couple months. I don't know what's going on. It feels like a parody account. Feels like someone took his account. I don't know what's going on, but it's weird. If we can't judge EA based on their history, then I don't know. Like I don't know if that makes me a mad consumer. Then you know what? Hey, I guess I'm just a mad consumer.
Yes. Pretend they've been betting 1,000. You ungrateful pieces of shit.
And this is coming.
That's what
this
it
is
is.
coming. Like for me personally, I love Dragon Age Veilguard. Most people didn't, but I did. So like,
Objectively speaking, Matt.
Matt,
objectively speaking, was Veilguard a success?
No, obviously not. If they half the studio. So like, I mean, I'm not going to argue with numbers, but like, I'm just saying, as somebody who loved Veilguard, I can still sit here and say that EA doesn't have the best track record. They really don't. And like, if that makes me just a salty consumer, then I guess I'm just a salty consumer. It doesn't bother me.
Stop being salty. Lick it. Lick the boot. Cozy.
Yes.
Are we being corporate haters? Are we just
No.
and seething? Fuzzy says Dead Space, even though it didn't sell well. Jedi Survivor came out broken, but lick it. Lick
don't talk about
boot.
Don't talk about Jedi Survivor.
Don't talk about Jedi Survivor. It came out perfect. No one shat on that game.
That game was a mess.
Tales of Kinzarzal sold 50 million units. Y'all are just a bunch of haters. Cozy, go ahead.
A haters in regard to EA?
Yes.
No, not a hater. I am a disgruntled. I admit I am a bit of a disgruntled EA.
Consumer?
EA touches the things I like and ruin them person.
I mean, come on, look at how well BioWare's done.
Yeah. All they
banger.
did was
banger after banger, bro.
Yeah.
All they did was pull the studio, just half the
You know
studio,
what?
and now it's a
Now that you
question
guys
whether or
is-
not we're going to get Mass Effect 5 at all.
Now that you guys are bringing out all that context, thank you, Mental. Now that you bring out all that context, Fuzzy, Ty, I take it back.
Maxis? You hear about like what you call it 5? You know the way that what they've done to The Sims is nothing short of a travesty.
And
But
Cozy out here
Sims will
bringing
never
even
what you
more
call it
games.
because it makes way too much money.
Cozy, stop it. Get your tongue out and lick the boot. What's wrong with
Like
you?
the games.
Stop being
Okay.
so angry. You guys are always angry. You consumers, you're always complaining.
Yeah.
Why don't you just
Just
play the game, lick the boot, and enjoy it? What's wrong
what
with
you
you? Always
what you need to
disgruntled.
do is shut up and consume. Shut up
Yes,
and
and wait for
consume. Buy
next
product.
product. Yes, and get excited for next product. That's what you're
Exactly.
supposed to do. Sorry, mental.
Exactly.
Sorry for interrupting
No.
you.
Bro.
No, it's all good. I mean, I enjoyed the Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order. I thought those were both good games.
Mhm.
Got no real major complaints with either of them, other than the weird performance issues. But I don't know. I mean, maybe EA gets a bad rap. I think a lot of their reputation for greed comes from their sports series. You know, EA Sports.
Ooh,
It's a
yes.
new game. You know, minimal effort goes into each new version for
Yes.
maximum profit, and
Yes.
you know that type of stuff catches up with you eventually. And
The
geez,
Sims is the same.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
they
You
and
know,
then
it's
they force the devs from Battlefield to use the Frostbite engine that
yeah.
they use on their sports because it's going to be more financially viable.
Yeah, you know, so they kind of did it to themselves. I think their reputation it's been earned. And
It has.
is
No,
there a
no.
chance that they can turn it around
Y'all are
and do
just a bunch
things
of
differently?
angry
Maybe,
consumers.
maybe.
That's
Y'all are just a bunch of
such a
grown
crazy
babies.
take. That is such an
Big babies.
insane take. I don't know, like, dude, like Ty, I like you, brother, but man, that's
Your
just a
takes are
wild
insane,
ass
Matt.
take.
Your takes are
That's
insane, Matt. You're an angry
wild,
baby. You're an angry consumer. That's what
right?
you are.
God
Yeah.
forbid I just want a little bit more from companies that
What?
I
Why
love
do
and
you
grew up
want
with.
more? Why do you want more? You only pay $70 for that game. You
But here's the
only
thing,
paid
Luke. I
70.
should be
You
paying
should be
100.
paying like 1,000.
Exactly. I should
Fuck
be paying
100.
more.
Fuck 100. We're working our way up to 1,000, which is what
We
you
just
guys should really be paying for this
we just
quality
Exactly.
work.
we just don't know how good we've got it. You know,
You
you
That's
can
a
just have
fact.
no
go out,
idea.
you can build a
Yeah,
PC, spend $10,000, no problem nowadays. Like
yeah,
we have it
yeah,
good. You
Yep.
know,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
not getting screwed over as consumers. Those graphics
No,
cards should
no.
be $4,000.
It's
What,
never
Yes,
Matt?
been
sir.
cheaper. It's never been cheaper to build a PC. Never.
Yeah,
Never been
Yeah,
cheaper.
no,
yeah,
never,
yeah.
never, ever.
Games
I will
games should come
complain
out
once I have
broken.
to spend an actual $900 on my PC.
That's when you
Well,
complain.
Yeah.
We might get there. We might
then I
get there
have a
pretty
right
soon.
to complain because you can't build a PC for that's useful in Canada.
Well, you're
Because
that's
we
different. You have a logical
hey,
complaint because Canadian dollars are not American.
it's monopoly money. Let's get it right. But yeah, no, our dollar is trash.
Every time I see something,
And
I think.
yeah, like even
Speaking of
AMD's new
Canada,
cards.
you know
Okay.
what has me worried with all the tariffs and everything? What's gonna happen to
Wait,
my Clearly Canada?
to your what?
Clearly Canada?
Yeah,
What is
What's
that?
that?
Clearly Canadian.
What is that?
It's
Is that a
a
show?
sparkling. It's like basically sparkly Capri Sun
Oh.
/ clear fruit.
Oh, okay.
It's like no color. It's sparkly. It's sweet and fruity.
Mentor, I think that
It's
one's for
Never
you,
had
bro. You might wanna.
I have no idea what she's talking about, so I don't drink
I'm
sparkly,
There you go.
clear, fruity drinks. So um,
It's not manly enough for you.
it's probably good. I mean, well, maybe I'll start when I start knitting. I don't know. Maybe that's the
Yeah.
combo
As soon as
that'll
you start
work. But
knitting, yes.
yeah,
it's
I'll
it's
start
it's
drinking that. But
it's actually it is actually Canadian. So there's that.
yeah. No, we have Canada's got
Should
some
Canadians know
good
every
stuff.
Canadian product? I don't think
Yes, but
that's
anyway, I'm worried because
no.
I haven't seen any in the store recently,
Yeah.
and I love
All
my
right,
Clearly
before
Canada.
this gets too political, because that's a subject for Mondays, right? Right. Let's
No,
move on. Roblox. God damn it! Did it not? Why didn't it transition? Okay, it
Because you
did.
don't know how
All
to
right.
computer.
It did transition. Roblox CEO advice to worried parents:
Huh.
don't let your kids on the platform.
There you go.
He's right.
There you go. Cut that platform in half. Let's go. There you go.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's
check
right.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
cut it by
obviously
75%.
they're obviously doing too well financially, so they're trying to
Yep.
trim back their profit base a bit.
I
their
There
mean,
you
profit.
go.
but he's right in
No,
with
he's
this. Like,
right.
it's like so many parents offload everyone but themselves the responsibility of making sure like gaming is a luxury.
Yeah.
If your kid was really like, yeah, I still want a game, and you give them like an old Tiger Electronics, they'll have fun with that.
Yep.
They don't need to talk to weirdo people online on in Roblox.
Man,
I
YouTube is
agree with that.
trash. Yeah. It's like my kid's playing on his Xbox, and then he starts telling me what his friends game, what they're playing, and they're the same age as him, and I'm like, well, that's because their parents are dumb.
Hmm.
Yeah, but you're not playing that game.
Yeah, you're not playing it because that's an adult game. Your friends shouldn't be playing it.
Yeah, yeah.
If their parents don't care enough about their kid to pay attention with what they're doing, then you know, it is what it is.
I say this like, granted, I was not supervised on anything, um,
Oh,
but
same. Yeah.
Me neither.
but
You know. Oh, what I sorry, Cozy. Finish your point. My bad. My
I
bad.
was gonna say, but that was a different time.
It
That was
was.
when like your parents absolutely didn't know shit about, didn't know anything about the internet.
Yeah.
So
Well, when I
the
was that
only
young, there was no internet, so
I
Oh
there you
yeah.
go.
That's true. There was no electricity when you were young, Venta.
barely.
Um,
We had just got electricity when I turned like
Pre-Edison,
4.
pre the light bulb.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Pre the light bulb.
yeah.
The thing
Uh,
is, Cozy. The thing
Yeah.
is, Cozy. I think it's even worse than what you just said. I think back in the day, the parents didn't know anything about the internet, but they still took time out to parent their children. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Like
Not in my
hmm.
day.
our parents.
No, yeah,
Okay.
not no. I literally some days I remember there were like sometimes I wouldn't even see my mom.
Hey, like when I was a kid, they actually
Okay.
put an ad on TV that would come on at like 10 p.m. and say, "It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?" That's how much
Wow.
parents in my day didn't really
Some
pay
parents like,
attention.
wait a second.
Hey, where is the kid?
Matt,
I forgot I had a kid.
Matt,
Yeah,
Matt.
that's what they had to
And you're like,
have back in my
Mom.
day.
Ah, okay, okay.
I
Then
don't know,
never mind.
free roaming pretty much was the norm. You and the other kids would get together and just go places. Like go far
Oh
too.
yeah,
You didn't want to be inside or at home. But I mean, I grew up, there was internet too. By the time, and I was on like the tail end of like kids being allowed to free roam. So I remember thinking like kids that were a little younger than me when I was free, and I was the same age as they were, and you'd see kids younger than you'd be like, why are you out by yourself? But the kid wasn't like maybe 5 years younger than you, and you'd be like, why are you out by yourself? Even though you'd done the same thing. Uh,
Okay.
but
The
I do
little
remember like internet safety early days, like don't be doing that, don't do that. Um, and I guess because it was
Mhm.
new, parents were a lot more like cautious and like don't put your information out there, don't, you know all that
Yeah.
sort of things.
my
Yeah.
kids' stuff is locked down.
See, you're right, you know how to handle that sort of thing. But a lot of people,
Yeah,
it's like, that they know how to lock things down. It's not like these are like, we're not talking about people that grew up on the without internet. I mean, you did, but you're on the elder age of parents.
yeah, yeah, and technically astute. So like my daughter can't even change settings on her phone. So
God damn.
that's on purpose.
I mean, as she shouldn't.
That
Like,
is wrong.
Yeah.
they be putting all sorts of creepo apps on Snapchat, and then
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, she
Yeah.
can't do that. She can't install stuff unless I permit it. Same with my son on his tablet. Can't do anything.
I
That's what you got to
I,
do.
I go ahead, man.
I was saying like to the whole parenting thing, like dude, the most like I don't know if you call it supervision. Like my dad was locked into gaming kind of when I was little. So like the most supervision I got, like they didn't care what I played, but like I remember I got Vice City. My dad got me Vice City. That was like when Vice City came out. So that was what, 04? I would have been 10 at that point. And my dad got me that and he was like, I got you this game. Like, let's sit down. We're going to play it for like an hour and then you can play it whenever you want. But I'm like telling you right now, like whatever you see in this game
Yeah.
is not real life. Don't apply any of this to like real. I mean, he said it like a 10-year-old could understand it, but like
This is a
this is
fantasy world. It's not real.
yeah, this is fantasy. This is not real. You're not doing any of this. And if
Yeah.
I find out that you are, I'm gonna beat your ass.
God.
So like, but like, yeah, he let me play the game after talking to me about it.
Okay.
But like,
Beat your ass.
back in my day,
my dad was cool like that though.
no one even knew what GTA what you were playing because you were playing it on your Game Boy.
Oh yeah,
We're talking about the first two GTAs, correct?
top down.
Okay. All right. To Taya's point here, I'm finding out from Mental and from Cozy that I had a different upbringing, but I'm happy Matt brought it home for me at least because I had parenting, right? I had people that were constantly like, yo, no, don't do this. This is bad. They like would grab the computer, sit me down, show me the websites, and be like, the drawback is this and that and viruses and you know mental development or the opposite of development that
Yeah.
you are going to suffer and the consequences that you are going to have to face 10, 20 years from now. So this is not for me. This is for you. Like they'll be like, here, there's a PlayStation right there. You can play it. But if you don't do your homework, you are going to have to deal with this, not
Oh,
me as your
shit.
parent.
Like you didn't listen to him then, is what I'm getting here.
That's heartless, Mental. That's fucking heartless.
Oh.
Point is,
No.
I had a lot of guidance, and to Matt's point, it was made clear to me that there were decisions to be made, and they were literally life or death. Every single day I came back from school, and it was up to me because the consequences of these decisions, I was the only person that would have to deal with them. My mom would be like, dude, do you see me? My mom's not here. My dad's not here. My uncle's not here. It's just me. It's me dealing with the consequences of my decisions. And don't you be thinking your decisions will only start affecting you when you're 18 or 19. No, motherfucker. You're 7 years old. That shit's gonna start fucking with you right the fuck now.
That's good
And
advice.
got me
And-
got me on the straight and narrow very quickly. Go ahead,
And
Mental.
don't get me wrong, like my parents, if I stepped out of line, there was trouble. Ultimately, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, it would start with the wooden spoon with mom, and if that wasn't good enough, dad was taking the belt off and
You got
tuning
the
me up
wooden
and letting me
spoon?
know I made mistakes, right? Oh yeah.
The wooden spoon
Yeah.
wasn't that bad. It was the plastic.
No, the belt was the one that I did not look forward to. If my
Was it
mom
a
said,
leather
"Wait till
one?
your father gets home," I knew it was all over, and I had
Was it one
screwed
of
up
those
real
Ooh,
bad.
leather ones?
wait till your father gets home.
Yeah, then it was trouble. But you know what? I always learned my lesson, and I didn't repeat stupid mistakes. So
There you go. I actually don't think I ever really stepped out of line to the where
Sure, you were a bad
I
kid.
had to be like actually like that disciplined by my mom or dad. I got yelled at a lot, but I don't think I ever stepped out of line to the point where my dad or my mom put hands on me. The I did get that, and my parents flipped when they found out. I did get that from like a babysitter. Like she would regularly beat the crap out of us. And when my mom and dad found out about that, they were not happy. Um,
Damn.
yeah,
I did not see that babysitter ever again. I'm pretty sure she got arrested. But
I didn't
Yo,
get babysitters. They
mm,
just left me at home by
Yeah, that's the
myself.
thing. I didn't have babysitters either. I was literally, staying home by myself at 7.
Yeah. Hey,
ooh, I
quick
didn't start that
wow.
story.
until I was like 12.
Just don't
There
use the
was a,
stove. That's the only thing was like you knew not to use the stove. Don't let anyone in the house, and
yeah,
don't
like
answer the phone.
because of the
Jeez.
discipline that they taught me, they knew they could
What?
trust me too.
I mean, no, but that's also the other thing. I
So
Yeah.
think back then kids actually did have a lot more emotional discipline. They were a lot
way
more
more
advanced.
responsibility.
They were more
Yeah,
responsible. Like nowadays, you couldn't
absolutely.
trust this. A 7-year-old nowadays is like probably like at the same level as like a 3 or 4-year-old back then.
It's an infant.
Yeah, like I was out at my friend's place one
Sad
Sunday
stuff.
afternoon. My mom was away. I was home. My dad was looking after me. My brothers were off somewhere too. They were out of town. Everybody's out of town but me and my dad. I come home. I'm like 9 years old, and there's just a note on the table. My dad telling like he had to catch a plane. He's gone. Your brothers should be home
What?
tomorrow. There's food in the fridge.
Yeah, that was like being left alone was like not that big of a deal.
In the
Yeah,
whole house.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
no, it's like
See,
nowadays.
I
That's what I'm saying. If you compare kid standards nowadays, you wouldn't leave a modern kid home. But like back
no,
then, yeah, like I wasn't gonna
I
touch the
wouldn't.
stove. I wasn't gonna play with matches.
But is
No,
that the
no.
fault
You
of the
knew
parent or the
better,
kid?
right?
But it's society.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
it's just different. I'd never leave my 12-year-old at home alone like that. There's no way the house would be destroyed by the time I got back.
yeah,
But
you just knew certain things you just didn't do. You just be like, and yeah, you would go out with your friends. Like if I didn't even tell my mom for real if I was going out, like sometimes if she was home, I'd go out in the morning, go hang out with the friends. I might call her and be like, hey, I made it to so and so's house because it was usually a trek, like maybe 4 or 5 miles.
yeah.
Damn.
Oh, it's very different. I mean, when I was my son's age, like 12, me and my best friend, we hopped on a bus and we were, from where we lived, we were out in kind of like a more rural area. It wasn't even really suburban. We hopped on a bus and we went 40 miles to go downtown in the city just by ourselves. Like, no, I mean, no cell
And how old
phones
were
and
you?
stuff back then. 12. Hung out in
12.
the city all day. Came home. I got
Okay.
home late at night. Found out that the bus that we had to take to get back to our neighborhood didn't run anymore at that point. So
Right.
scrounged around, found a quarter to phone home to get a ride because we had no money. So
I mean,
yeah,
but that was like them's were the times.
yeah,
And I think
learned a
it's
lot
wild
on that
because
trip.
like if kids had the same level of like responsibility to them as they did back then, with the combination with the technology we have now, because it's like a lot easier to keep track of your kid nowadays than
Oh yeah,
like
way easier.
every cell phone is a tracking device. Every you can literally like one of my coworkers was showing me she tracks all of her kids. So she always knows where they are and she'll just be
At
looking
all
at her
times.
thing and be like, hey, why are you said you were going here. Like I've seen her call them and be like, you said you were going, Uh,
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
yeah,
different times.
Now,
Different
now
times.
there's even cheaper tracking ways to track. Actually, more reliable than phones. Like when they go to the dentist, you can. Anyways, that's not. We don't have to discuss that. Yeah,
if
Yago. Yago Kukin says we actually played outside as kids before the invention of the internet. So I'm curious about this
Oh,
one.
true.
We can end the
Mm,
show on this one. Matt,
yo.
can you remember the first game that had you going like I'm rushing home not so I can drop off my bag and then go play outside. I'm rushing home from school so I can go play that game.
Oh, that's so easy, buddy.
Which one?
It's Halo C. Halo
CE.
C. I would play that like because I first played the demo on like a buddy's computer, like whose mom like played video games, and she had it downloaded on her computer, and like I would go over there before school and to get ready for school because then his older brother would take me and him to school, and I'd play Halo CE, the demo every day before I went to school at their house. And then eventually my dad got me an Xbox with Halo CE. And as soon as I got home, as soon as
Yeah,
I didn't go outside, I didn't step foot outside. I
that was
got
it.
home, went inside, went to my room. I did my homework as whatever homework I had as quick as I possibly could, and then I played Halo the rest of the day until dinner, and then I played more Halo, and then I went to bed, and that's what I was
Wow.
doing. And that was Halo
Okay.
C, bud.
Cozy, what was the game that made you a homebody from playing outside? You're muted. You're muted.
I feel
Oh
weird
my god.
Uh, pull it up a bit. Pull it up just a little bit.
like
Yeah,
that. Okay.
there you go.
The thing is, for me, weirdly enough, that did not happen. My thing was I would do my homework on the bus, both ways. So I do whatever I couldn't get done in the what you call it. And if it was a
Yes,
workbook
Cozy.
bet, I would just like take extra time to make sure I did all the extra things, so I had it all done by the before like the end of the year, and so I never had to worry about it. But anyway, I never really did that. I always wanted to be outside when it was light out, when it was warm out. I think the only time I ever would rush home to play games was like when it was cold out,
New.
but when it was warm out,
Mm-hmm.
well, not even when it was just warm. So like, unless it was winter and snowy, well, not snowy, just cold and icy, I would always be outside as long as the sun was out, and then I'd run back inside and play games until I didn't. I stayed up late to play games though, so I'd be up at like even as a little kid, be up to like midnight playing games.
Wow. Okay. We have ourselves a social butterfly. All right.
You had to maximize your time.
Yeah, I guess. I guess. Mental. What was the game that the first game, if you can remember, that you were coming back from school instead
You
of
can
thinking about I'm
remember.
going to play.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
that you can remember because you you might not
No,
remember the
think
first
I
one.
think it was probably more when they invented color TV that I decided I'd. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Um, you know,
This
probably
guy.
wasn't a game that really prompted me to stay in. What really was more when I started coding and I was actually making my own games. That's when I was
Hmm.
pretty pumped to just
Mm.
get home from school, sit down at the computer, and start typing. But
Nice.
game wise, there was nothing. I mean, it was fun, like sometimes on the weekends and stuff, to sit down with my buddies and play video games. But typically, I mean, we were pretty active kids. My parents too. Like my mom would be on my case. She's like, "What are you doing in the house? Get outside. Get
Yeah,
out of here."
house was
Yes.
for dark,
Yes.
cold, bad weather.
Yeah, yeah. It was
Yeah.
unless it was the winter. It rained a lot where I was as a kid. So in the winter months, yeah, a lot of rain. So then we'd be in the house a lot. But otherwise, it was get out of the house. It's not going to be sunny forever. Get out there, do something. Uh, yeah. So the summers were pretty much outside all the time. Winters, yeah, a
Yeah.
little more video games and other stuff. But can't think of
Mine
a.
was a bit of a mixture of cozies because I used to do my homework at school. So during like lunch hour, I would like not eat doing my homework. so I could get home and play games. But to this thing about getting kicked out of the house, so the way we got around it, remember I told you guys that I grew up in a closed in a what gated community in Zimbabwe in primary school specifically. High school was in South Africa. So what we used to do, right? What we used to do as a crew was we'd go to my house, play for like an hour, and then my mom would be like, "Yo, you guys need to get your asses out of here," and we'd be like, "All right, cool," and then disconnect the console, put it in the bag, go to another friend's house in the same complex, play for about an hour. Then his mom would be like, "Yo, you guys need to go." Essentially, we'd hop from house to house, but then we'd guarantee
There you
that
go.
we'd play games we, from like 2 o'clock in the afternoon when we'd get back from school until like 7 p.m. It was awesome. We figured it out and it worked perfectly.
There you go.
But the game that started it for me at least, like trying to
Which
schedule my
console?
life around video games, it was the Sega. It was the Sega. Batman.
Sega
No, no,
16 or
no,
Sega
no.
Genesis? Which
I think it
Sega?
was Genesis. I think it was Genesis.
Yeah.
It was the X-Men game. I don't know which X-Men game, but you could play as like Wolverine, Cyclops. I can't remember
Okay.
anyone else, but those are the two that I always used to use, and we just play that X-Men. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Vince. It was an 8 hour a day hustle. That's what it was. We were hustling our parents. But yeah,
Hmm.
Well,
that's
definitely
what.
a small enough console to just throw in a bag too and go, right?
Yes, dude, it was
And hook
awesome.
up 4 controllers. It was good times. It's a great console back in the day.
Yeah, it was great times. It was great times. And with that,
Cool.
we've reached the end of today's episode of Bull Sitting. Thank you so much
Woohoo.
to everyone in the chat for coming through. Uh, one more time, please make sure to like and subscribe on your way out. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for commenting and engaging with us. We really do appreciate it. It's kind of really the whole point, right? Like you guys are the star of the pod, and you consistently show up for us here on TSWS, and we really appreciate that. And Nate says the game that I can say started that for me was either Comic Zone or Rock and Roll Racing on Sega. Ooh, Rock and Roll Racing was nice. That was very nice. Stanley Francois, I didn't see you here, man. Well, welcome in. Thanks for lurking. Appreciate it, Stanley. Kids these days and their mobile phones. Yeah, it's difficult, Vince. Anyways, Matt, plug your stuff. Tell people where they can find you, etc., etc.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. Matt Likes Games. Videos every week over there. The podcast has been kind of away, we'll call it, for the last couple weeks.
Hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah, been on a bit of a hiatus for the last couple weeks. So Monday usually is the L3R3 podcast with myself, Hard Days Mike, and It's Me Twan. Wednesdays usually is the two-player podcast with myself and Ham Solo. But in the meantime, in the lieu of no podcast, there will be videos over on the channel, so go check that out. You can also see me here every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern for BullSittin with these folks.
These folks. That's what he called us, guys.
These
These folks.
people.
My goodness. Mento, plug your channel. Tell people they can find you and what you're up to.
Well, you can find me over at Caffeine Entertainment on YouTube, and I've got a channel up there on Rumble as well. Same name. If you search for it, all one word, you'll find it. And of course, Mental 9R on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. And yeah, of course, I'm here on Fridays, Wednesdays, Friday. What day is it?
It's
But
Friday.
video production slowed down a little bit on my channel, but I'm gonna be trying to get some new videos out again shortly. Just been way too busy lately. But
All right.
Woohoo!
Cozy,
Yes.
please tell people where they can find you and what you're up to.
I've been up to being busy I've been sleeping a lot because I stay busy. But I I'll be trying to do, like I said, I've been trying to do more. But right now I'm here and also getting wasted with Wise. Except not wasted.
Yeah, not that far. Um, all right. Last word. The word for the week, ladies and gentlemen, is
Uh-oh.
scope. Scope is the word of the week.
Scope up your butt.
Warhammer, War, Warhammer Space Marine 3, Hazelite Studio with Split Fiction. If you make a game for everyone, you're making a game for no one. Learn from these studios, learn from these publishers. Focus. That's all you need to do. Just focus on what you're great at. And then just stick to that path. Don't try to do everything. Cuz then you'll spend too much money, then it'll take too much time, and then you'll be over budget, and then whatever it is, the vision that you had is gone. Why? Because the cycle has passed. It's not hot anymore, it's not hip anymore, because you've taken too long to strike while the iron's hot. So scope, people. Plan, scope, execute. Think of it like a racehorse on the course. Just focus on your next few gallops. Don't think about 10,000 feet ahead. Just focus on the next three and you'll be just fine. Otherwise, we'll be right here discussing the closure of your studio, layoffs, etc. Thank you so much for watching TSWS. We'll see you on Monday for everything plus gaming. Goodbye.